Hello students, welcome to fourth lecture on unit number 6. Today's topic of discussion is electromagnetic spectrum. It is well known called as EM spectrum, electromagnetic spectrum. So what is it and what is its importance for the learning purpose? The information signal should be first converted into electromagnetic signal before transmission, because wireless transmission takes place using electromagnetic waves. So why this we are learning? So any information signal is first required to convert into electromagnetic signal before transmission, because wireless transmission takes place using electromagnetic waves. So the electromagnetic waves consist of both electric waves as well as magnetic fields. The electromagnetic waves can travel a long distance through the space. So that is very important part. The electromagnetic signals are also called as radio frequency waves, RF waves, RF radio frequency waves. Electromagnetic signals are also called as radio frequency waves. The EM waves generally oscillate. They are sinusoidal shape and their frequency is always measured in hertz. The frequency of electromagnetic waves can be very low up to extremely high frequency. All this particular range, the frequency lies for the electromagnetic wave. So what is electromagnetic spectrum? So the entire range of frequency, you can see that the entire range of frequencies of EM waves, the entire range of frequencies of EM wave is called as electromagnetic spectrum. So it is one type of chart that shows entire range of frequency. So now by looking the chart, we can say that the frequency E shows from left side to right side. The frequency is low to frequency is high, and similarly one more scale is presented, that is electromagnetic. So this is electromagnetic wavelength. So one more scale shows the wavelength. So wavelength is opposite of the frequency. We can see that the wavelength is low at the right side and wavelength is very high at the left side. So it is opposite of the frequency. So now this particular diagram is divided into different frequency ranges: 3 kilohertz to 30 kilohertz, 30 kilohertz to 300 kilohertz, 300 to 3 megahertz, 3 mega to 30 mega, 30 mega to 300 mega, 300 mega to 3 giga, 3 giga to 30 giga, 30 giga to 300 giga. So what is about this particular frequency range? So this particular range from 3K, for example 3K up to 30K is VLF, very low frequency range. Then from 30K to 300K is called as low frequency range. This particular is low frequency range. And from 300K to 300 mega is called as medium frequency. Then it is high frequency, then very high frequency, then ultra high frequency, then we can say that super high frequency and extremely high frequency. This super high frequency and extremely high frequency, these two particular things, super high frequency and extremely high frequency, is called as microwaves. So these particular two sections are called as microwaves, and the remaining this A, B, C, D up to E are called as radio frequency range. So this VLF up to UHF, ultra high frequency, this particular range is radio frequency range. So that radio frequency range is further divided into two parts: long radio waves and short radio waves. So this particular is up to few megahertz and this is up to higher megahertz. So then comes out the microwaves. Microwaves contains super high frequency range, means from 3 gigahertz up to 300 gigahertz. 3 giga to 300 gigahertz, that covers the microwaves, and below 3 gigahertz up to 3K is all our radio frequency range. So after this is not mentioned in the upper diagram, but it is clearly mentioned after that, because in communication system we mainly use such type of waves up to microwaves. But what are the other type of waves that are also shown on electromagnetic spectrum are, after microwave, are infrared frequency range, infrared, then visible range, then ultraviolet range, then X-rays, and lastly comes out gamma rays. So infrared frequency range covers from 300 gigahertz up to 430 terahertz. So this covers the range of 300 gigahertz up to 430 terahertz. And then the visible light, this particular visible light range is up from 430 terahertz up to 770 terahertz. That is visible light range. And then ultraviolet light comes from 800 terahertz up to 30,000 terahertz. So that is up to 30,000 terahertz. So 1 terahertz is equal to 10 raised to 12 hertz. Then comes out X-rays. X-rays covers the range from 30 petahertz, 30 petahertz up to 30 exahertz, and above 30 exahertz is gamma rays. So petahertz is 10 raised to 15 hertz and exahertz is 10 raised to 18 hertz. So this is about the electromagnetic spectrum. So what are the different applications of this? So this particular range, this particular long radio waves is for what purpose? The short waves are used for what purpose? Or microwaves are used for what applications? And other waves are also used for what application? Now that we will discuss. Now here in this, all the applications are mentioned. For example, if we consider extremely low frequency is also considered, that is used for power line communication. Then voice frequency range is used for face-to-face speech communication purpose. Then 3 to 30K frequency range is used for submarine communication. In this way, we can use this medium frequency up to ultra high frequency for the AM and FM or TV broadcasting purpose, these middle waves. So this super high frequency are used in microwave ovens for satellite communication. Extremely high frequency and super high frequency, that is microwaves. That two waves are used in microwave oven as well as radar as well as satellite communication. And then comes out infrared up to gamma rays. That particular waves are generally used in diagnosis, medical diagnosis. So we can see that the infrared waves can be useful for LEDs, then infrared LEDs, then laser type of application, TV remote, that also use infrared. Visible light, mainly visible light is detected by our eyes. So all the lights, all the sources, for example tube, bulbs, all are visible light sources and our eyes can be detected. So this is mainly for the optical communication purpose. And ultraviolet, generally ultraviolet lights that also emitted by the sun and also useful in medical applications. So all X-rays, gamma rays or cosmic rays are mainly used in medical applications like X-rays for the bone detection, bone fracture detection, and for the gamma rays mainly for the brain CT scan, MRI scan. MRI scan mainly use gamma rays and CT scan can use X-rays also. So this is about the different frequency ranges mentioned in the electromagnetic spectrum, their frequency range, their wavelength, the notation, what we call that particularly, and their applications are also mentioned in this slide. So when we conclude this particular session, we can say that the electromagnetic spectrum is mainly divided into these sections. The first section is the radio frequency section, radio frequency waves. Then next section is the microwave section, microwaves. Then comes out to the infrared, visible, ultraviolet, X-rays and gamma rays. So mainly for the electronic communication purpose, we are using radio frequency range section and the up to microwave section. And this infrared to gamma ray, these are for the medical purpose and other applications purpose. This particular range is useful. So for communication purpose, only long radio waves, short radio waves and microwaves are used. So this is conclusion about the today's video session, and that covers from 3 kilohertz up to 300 gigahertz. So in that also 3 gigahertz up to 300 gigahertz, these two bands are used for microwaves, and lower than 3 gigahertz are used for radio frequency waves communication. So in next session, we will discuss about the types of modulation techniques. So before that, we will also discuss one important point related with this is the time, that is the quantity measured in x-axis in second, the frequency, that is the quantity, that is the inverse of the time. The wavelength is defined as the distance traveled by the EM wave during the time of one cycle. So that is the definition of wavelength. So what is spectrum? The frequency domain representation of any given signal. Means what is spectrum? Spectrum is the graph that contains so frequency in the y-axis and for example, when we plot the graph of when we see the plot on CRO, it is amplitude versus time axis, amplitude in y-axis and time in x-axis. But when we say spectrum, so it is opposite of that. So not opposite, but it is different of that. The instead of time axis in x side, now the frequency is in x-axis and the amplitude is in y-axis. So amplitude is remain same in y-axis, but instead of time axis, now it is now frequency axis. So the graph of frequency versus amplitude is called as spectrum. And bandwidth, it is the range of frequency that is occupied by the signal. So this is the basic terminology related with the communication system. So there is a bandwidth also. For each channel, some bandwidth is allocated. So what is channel? So this particular 3 kilohertz to 30 kilohertz is one particular channel. So this channel allows only the frequency between 3K to 30K. So their bandwidth is what? This is F1, this is F2. So F2 minus F1, 30K minus 3K is the bandwidth of this particular channel. For example, if we consider any microwave channel, so that their bandwidth is 300 gigahertz minus 30 gigahertz. That is the bandwidth of this particular channel. So these are the channels. Then what do we mean by modulation? So modulation is the process in which any of the characteristics of the carrier signal such as amplitude or frequency or phase is varied according to the instantaneous value of modulating signal. So this modulation we will discuss more details in the next video session. So why there is a need of modulation? This is important. The need of modulation is for these 5 reasons. So these 5 reasons are very important as per the discussion point of view. So what are that 5 reasons? So I will read this. To reduce the height of antenna, to avoid the mixing of signal, allows the multiplexing of the signal, allows long distance communication, and also it improves the quality of reception. So these 5 advantages are given by the modulation technique. We will discuss this more details in the next session. Thank you.